Om Shanti, this is Sakar Murli of 12 August 2025. Morning Murli Bap Dada Madhuban. Essence, sweet children, you should have a great enthusiasm for doing service. You have this knowledge and you got to teach them to others. Increase doing service. Question: what is the reason for not having enthusiasm for doing service? Due to which obstacle is there is a no enthusiasm? Answer: the biggest obstacle is the criminal eye. This illness does not allow you to have enthusiasms for doing service. This is very severe illness. If the criminal eye doesn't cool down, if both wheels of the family's life don't run together well, the household becomes a burden. In that case, it isn't possible to remain light and have enthusiasms for doing service. Song: Awaking, oh brides, awaking. The new age is about a dawn. Om Shanti, you sweetest spiritual children heard the song? There are few good songs such as this one that everyone should have. They should be recorded on tape. These songs have been composed by a people who, according to the drama, must have been touched to do so. This is why they are useful for you children. When you children listen to such a songs, your intoxications rise. The intoxications of you children should continue to remain high by knowing that you are now establishing a new kingdom. You are reclaiming it from Ravan. When people go to the war, they think of taking over someone's kingdom. They want to take over someone's village. They all fight for limited things. The fight of you children is with Maya. No one except you Brahmans know about this. You know that you have to establish your kingdom over this world is an integral way. That is, you have to claim your inheritance from father. In fact, you wouldn't call this fighting. According to the drama, you had to become a Tamopardhan from Satopardhan and now have to become a Satopardhan again. You didn't know about your own birth. The Father has explained this to you. Those of others regions will not receive this knowledge. The Father sits here and only explains to you children. It is sad. Religion is the might. The people of the Bharat don't know what their region is. You have now come to know from the Father that your region is the original internal deity region. The Father comes to transfer you back into that region. You know how much happiness your region gives. You don't have to fight with anyone. You have to become stabilizing in the original region of yourself and remember the Father. This too takes time. It isn't that you gain stabilizing in this just by speaking about it. Internally, there should be this awareness. I, a soul, am embodiments of the peace. I, a soul, have now become a Tamopardhan impure. When I, a soul, was in the land of peace, I was pure. And then, while playing my part, I became Tamopardhan. I now have to become pure and return home. In order to claim your inheritance from the Father, have the faith that you are souls and remember the Father. You will have the intoxication that you are children of God. Only by remembering the Father will you be absorb your sin. It is so easy. It is by having this remembrance that you will become pure and go to the land of peace. The world does not even know about the land of peace and the land of happiness. These things are not mentioned in the scriptures. There is just the one Gita of the ocean of knowledge, but it is only that they have changed the name in that. The only Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is called the bestower of the salvations for all, and the ocean of knowledge. No one is called the knowledgeful. Only when he gives you this knowledge can only become knowledgeful. Everyone now is full of devotions. You too were like that. You are now become knowledgeful. You are number wise according to the efforts you make. Some of you have this knowledge and some don't. So, what can be said? You cannot claim a high status according to that. The Father has so much enthusiasm for doing service. As yet, some children don't have the power to explain to others very well or to create such tactics. Although you children are making effort to hold friends, etc., the brothers have some power and are thinking about holding a gatherings in which they can create some ways of doing service to make it expand. They are working on this, although this is called the Shakti army. Some Shaktis are not educated. Some uneducated ones teach educated ones very well. Baba has explained to you that the criminal eye causes a great deal of harm. This is a very severe illness. It is why there isn't that insanisms. Therefore, Baba asks if both the wheels of the household path are running together well on that side. That are such a big armies. There are groups of women who are very well educated. They receive help. You are indigo. No one knows what you Brahmas, Kumaris, and Kumaris are doing. You are also number wise. You have been bent over by burden of the household path. Also, some call themselves Brahmakumaris and Kumaris. Their criminal eyes do not cool down. It is very difficult for both wheels to run at the same speed. Baba continues to explain to you children in order to make you take up service. Some are wealthy and yet there isn't that enthusiasm. They are greatly for wealth. If they don't have children of their own, they want to adopt a child. They don't say with that enthusiasm, Baba, I am here. I will buy a big house and give that for a service. Baba's visions is especially on Delhi because Delhi is the capital, the head office. Baba says service must spread, especially in Delhi. You should push your way in and explain to someone. It is remembered that the Pandavas weren't even giving 3 square feet of the land by the Kauravas. The word Kaurav comes from the Gita. Gods come and taught Raj Yoga, and that was named the Gita. However, they have forgotten the God of the Gita. This is why Baba repeatedly tells you just take up this one main point. Earlier, Baba used to say, explains to those who belong to the Vedut Society from Benares. Baba continues to show the you methods, therefore you have to try to explain to them very well. The fathers continue to explain to you over and over again. Careers a way to serve the number one capital, Delhi. Having a gathering and think about these aspects, the main thing is to think about how to hold a huge mela in Delhi. Those people go on many hunger strikes, etc. In Delhi, you don't do such things. You don't have to fight or kill. You simply awaken those who are asleep. Those in a Delhi have to make effort to do this work. You know that you were the master of the Brahman, the element of the light, and that you are also becoming the master of the world, just as you did in the previous cycle. It is definitely certain that you have to become the master of the world. You now also need 3 square feet of the land in a capital so that you can drop bombs of this knowledge. There has to be in this intoxications. A sound from enlightenment paper is needed. At this time, the whole of Bharat is poor. The fathers comes to serve the poor. There should be very good service taking place in Delhi. Baba continues to give you signals. Those in Delhi understand that Baba is drawing their attentions to this. You have to live together like a milk and sugar. There should at least be 4 trays of you Pandavas It has to be built in Delhi. A very good head is needed for this. You can do a great deal. Those people very proudly sing, Bharat is our land and we will do this. However, they don't have any strength in them. They cannot be uplifted without receiving help from abroad. You are receiving a great deal of help from the unlimited Father. No one else can give us much help. Now create a fortress very quickly. The Father is giving you children the sovereignty of the world. Therefore, you should have a great enthusiasm. The intellects of many become a stuck gossiping. Women have a great difficulty because of their bondage. Males don't have any bondage. Women are said to be poor and weak, whereas men are strong. When a man gets married, he is giving even more power because he is told that he is her guru and God, that he is everything. It is as true. The woman is just the tail. A woman who always dangles after her husband would truly dangle like a tail behind him. She would have attachment to her husband and children, but men don't have as much attachment. When they lose the shoes of life, they find a second, a third. They have installed that habit in themselves. Baba continues to explain to you to print this and that is in the newspapers. You children have to reveal the Father. It is your duty to explain this. Dada is also with Baba. Therefore, these ones cannot go anywhere. People would say, Shivbaba, I have a such and such a difficulty. Can you advise me on this? They ask such a questions. The Father has come to purify the impures. The Father says, you children receive all of this knowledge. Try and discuss these matters among yourselves. You children now have to show the wonders of doing fast service. Service has continued to take place at the crawling speed. Now show such a wonders that many are benefited. Baba also explains this in the previous cycle and he is explaining it to you now. The intellects of many become a trap somewhere or other. They don't have enthusiasms. They very quickly become a body conscious. It is the body conscious that has destroyed everything all truth. The Father is now telling you such easy things in order to arrive the truth. Remember the Father and you will receive a power. Otherwise you wouldn't receive a power. Although some look after centers, they don't have any intoxications because they are body conscious. If they were to become a soul conscious, they would become an intoxicant. Knowing whose children they are, the Father says the more souls conscious you become, the more power you will receive. There has been the intoxication of body consciousness for a half of cycle, so it takes a great effort to become a soul conscious. It isn't just because Baba is the ocean of knowledge and you have taken this knowledge that you feel you are able to explain it to many others. There also has to be the power of remembrance. There is the sorrow of this knowledge and the pilgrimage of the remembrance. The two things are separate. The power of the pilgrimage of the remembrance is required for the path of this knowledge. If there isn't that power, then the sorrow becomes a sorrow of the bamboo. Sikhs have so much respect for a swords. That was the weapon with which they used to fight. In fact, gurus should never fight. A guru has to be non-violent. There cannot be salvations via fighting. Your matter is of yoga. The sword of this knowledge will not work without the power of remembrance. The criminal eye causes a great deal of damage. Souls hear through their ears. The Father says remain intoxicant in the remembrance and service will continue to increase. Sometimes children say that their relatives wouldn't listen to them. Baba says it is because you are weak in the pilgrimage of the remembrance, that the sorrow of this knowledge is not working. Make effort to have remembrance. This effort is indigo. Giving this knowledge to others is very visible. The effort of remembrance through which you receive power is indigo. You don't receive power by having this knowledge. It is with the power of the remembrance that you become pure from impure. You have to make effort to earn an income. When the remembrance of you children is a constant and your stage remains a good, you have a great happiness. When you don't have an accurate remembrance and you chalk over something, your happiness disappears. Would students not remember their teacher? Here, while living at home and carrying on with everything, you have to remember the teacher. You receive a very high status through this teacher. You have to stay living at home with your families. By remembering the teacher, you will definitely also remember the father and the guru. He continues to explain to you in a different ways. However, when you receive your wealth and prosperity and your children etc. at home, you forget everything. Baba tells you so many times that you have to do spiritual service. Remembrance of the Father is the highest service of all. Let there be remembrance of the Father in your intellects, in your thoughts, words, and actions. Relate points of the knowledge to others. Do not cause sorrow for anyone. Do not perform any unrighteous acts. If they don't understand the first aspects of the Alpha, they will not understand anything else. First of all, make Alpha firm for them. Don't move to any other subjects till then. Shivbaba is teaching you Raj Yoga and making you into the master of the world. There is a great show of Maya in this dirty world. There is so much fashion, etc. There should be dislike for this dirty world. By remembering the one Father, your sins will be absorbed and you will become a pure. Don't waste your time, imbibing everything very well. Maya, the enemy, completely finished the wisdom of many. When a commander makes a mistake, he is dismissed. The commander feels so ashamed of himself that he resigns. It is the same here. Sometimes even very good commanders fail. Acha to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children. Love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to spiritual children. The spiritual children say Namaste to spiritual father. Essence for Dharna. Make indigo effort to have remembrance by maintaining your intoxication of remembrance. Doing service will automatically continue to increase. Make effort to stay in a remembrance in your thoughts, words, and actions. 2. Only speak about things of this knowledge. Never cause sorrow for anyone. Don't perform any unrighteous acts. Make effort to become a soul conscious. Blessing. May you become a master, Parasnath, Lord of Divinity, and change irons like a souls into a divine beings. All of you are a master Parasnath children of the Parasnath Father. Therefore, no matter how much like iron souls may be, even iron once become a divine in your company. Never think this one is like a iron. The specialty of the philosopher's stone is change iron into a god. Constantly keep this aim and the qualifications for it in your awareness. As you create every thought and perform every actions, only then you will experience rays of light radiating from your souls, which will give all souls the power to become a golden. Slogan. Perform every task with the courage and you will receive everyone's respect. Avyak signal. In order to be an easy yogi, become an experience in a God's love. God's love is the basis of this elevated Brahman birth. It is said where there is a love, there is in the world, there is a life. Where there is a no love, the heart is lifeless. And without a place or a world, having found love, you have found the world. The world is thirsty for one drop of love. Whereas for you children, God's love is your property. You are being sustained with the God's love. That is, you are progressing in your Brahman life. So remain constantly immersed in the ocean of love. Acha, Om Shanti.